no joke. We've got a very, very heavy field here. Cesar Mora is back on the vert ramp. Sven Bokerst, who had a great start at the first EXPN Invitational. And the heaviest hitters, Shane Yost, Ty Chris, and the Yatsutokos. So out of Holland, Sven Bokerst getting things started off, prides himself on his technical abilities.
Well, as you mentioned, this field goes very deep. Sven Bokerst is going to have to skate out of his mind if he wants to contend in one of those top 5 spots. It'll be very competitive all the way through the top 10. Off to a good start, skating in shorts up here on the vert ramp. Backside, backslide, balanced. Difficult grind combination. Alley-oop topside porn star, putting his hands down, but staying on his feet. Alley-oop porn star. Setting up fakie. Fakie 540. See how he's linking all these tricks? No matter if he's going forward or backwards, he still links it right into another trick that's good for your line. But these tricks in this run kind of lacks the punch of some of the top 5 skaters that we'll see.
Yeah, you said it. Sven Bokerst very consistent in his first run, but not a lot of height.
Almost every trick that I try, I landed it. Only the alley fishman and the fake 540, I landed really deep, so I couldn't do my next trick. Yeah. So I hope to do them in my second run.
We got 16 guys out here, no prelim round, 2 50-second runs, and only the better of those 2 runs will count as the final run score. That means everybody can really try to go off. Mark Engelhardt hoping to get a safe first run and then take it home in his second.
Mark Engelhardt has really emerged as a star in the American vert skating scene, and there aren't too many to speak of, so we'll take what we can get. But Mark Engelhardt has really become competitive.
But you know, he's also paid his dues. He's been to so many contests over the last few years. Big 900, and he's missed the final many times, missed the top 5 many times, finally got top 5 at the X Games last year.
Well, it's showing you how he's doing it too, bringing those big tricks. He did the 1080, we already saw the 900, there was a flat spin. And you gotta have those big tricks if you want to be competitive for a podium spot, if you want to make it into the top 5. And Mark Engelhardt has really stepped up his game. He's become one of the top competitors in all the world.
Throwing in a switch 540. Mark Engelhardt, very consistent, had a little bit of trouble on a couple of really simple tricks, but the more difficult ones he nailed.
Like the 900, and here's the 1080.
That run I was real happy with, but I landed the 900 and 900, which is something that's so hard because I think 900 is probably the hardest trick I can do. But I've always wanted to do that to a 1080, and I only got the 7 after it. But I landed everything pretty solid, so I'm really happy with it.
Sam Fogarty, 21 years old, out of Melbourne, Australia. This is his second EXPN Invitational of the season. Sam did pretty well at the last event, but definitely wants to improve, find his way up into the top 5. He's capable, but he's got to pull all of his biggest tricks.
When we talk about Sam's biggest tricks, you see him going upside down with the 540, and then the Liu Kang 540, showing you different combinations, and then a flat spin 360. Now he has nice style on that flat spin 360, and he's one of the, just a couple of guys that does it. Benny Huber also does big flat spin 360s, but when you compare that against Eito Yasutoko with his flat spin 720, Ty Chris with the double backflip, it's tough for Sam to compete with those guys in the top 5.
Yeah, looking frustrated, kind of throwing his hand out like, it's just not coming together for me in this first run.
Upside down, inverted 540, no problems for Sam.
63.50 puts him in third, leaving the door wide open for this guy to make his way up to the top. Shane Yost, the bronze medalist at the X Games last year. He's got the ability, he's just got to keep it all together.
Well, we make a lot of these big tricks and how important they are if you want to be competitive in vert, and Shane is one of just a few guys in the world that actually has a trick vocabulary where he could come out and win any contest. But he does lack some of the consistency of some of the consistent top finishers, guys like Tig and the Yasutokos. But when he sticks it, holds it all together, he is hard to beat.
Well, talk about pressure. The only way Shane can truly beat Tig and the Yasutokos is if he throws his 1260 in his run and stays on his feet the entire time. That's a tall order because a 1260 is one of the most difficult tricks, and he's the only one in the world who can do it.
Probably the most difficult trick on Vert.
More or less, I was just trying to stay on my skates and try and make up for my skate last time in Dallas, which was kind of bad. So, I mean, I was pretty pleased to sort of stick it out most of the way through.
Well, Shane Yost sits in top right now, but a 77.50 is a pretty easy number to top. We're in the middle of run number 1 with the big guns still to come. EXPN Invitational is brought to you by Circuit City. We know how you feel. That's why we're here. Circuit City, we're with you. So the man airing in front of you, Shane Yost, sits on top right now. 77.50, the score to beat, and beatable it is. Tig Chris, if all goes well here, should beat that by a long shot.
Well, he is the reigning X Games champion, along with just about every other title that there is to be had in vert rollerblading. So let's see how he does it. Tig Chris looking to put on a clinic here. Start out with these big airs, huge stale, and then start throwing in some tricks at the height of those airs. 540, come back the other way, alley-oop 540 stale, inverted, clearing several panels. Backside royale, you got to mix it up with the airs and the grinds.
Tig is really scientific about how he puts together a run. There's the gato spin. Really the only person in the world who does that rotation exactly the way he does.
You know, Tig Chris was backside Farfignugan, and the way these finals are set up, the way the final format runs, is you definitely see these guys saving something for the second round. They try to have a consistent first run. It's got to be good enough that you get a high score, but they want to make sure they have a solid first run score to work with before they really let it all hang loose in the second round. There's a double backflip. Not able to land it, but throwing and giving you a little taste of what's to come in the second round. Here it is, a huge double backflip attempt.
I just learned the double backflip method and traveling, and it's so hard, you know. I was failing every time in the practice, and I thought I have to do it in the run, you know. But in the end of the run, I had no more leg, you know. I was tired like hell.
Well, he sits on top. Takeshi hoping to take that away.
Hi, my name is Takeshi Yasutoko. I'm 16 years old. I'm from Japan. I'm skating for 10 years. I've been pro for 6 years. Every competition, I go. Japan, US. I like US. Very good weather. I like weather.
One of the youngest and one of the longest time veterans of the Pro Tour, Takeshi Yasutoko, has made airing an art form.
Huge airs from Takeshi. Well overhead high, looking like he's about 8-9 feet out, and a Viking flip at the peak of one of those airs, showing you why he's one of the best in the world, and has been since he's a very young boy, still only 16 years old, forward 900 right into the 540.
Working the coping, spinning both to the right and to the left. Popping out. You don't see that very often.
Well, and shaking his head, and he kicked his foot on the way out. He looks totally frustrated. His brother giving him some encouragement, but this is strange. The run looked pretty good from where I'm sitting.
Yeah, I missed whatever's frustrating him.
Okay, well, coming back with a blind 270 frontside royale. So an interesting development here in the first round for Takeshi. And remember, he had a tough time in Texas also with one of his first round. Viking flip, and then the blind 270 royale. Not sure what was giving him trouble, but he'll have a chance to work on it in the second round.
Well, despite dropping out, he ends out with an 83 for his first run, putting him in second. Taking a look at Jaron Grove, some of the highlights.
Yeah, Jaron's exciting with tricks like that, the 540 alley-oop soul, but not really a contender yet. And then Mike Budnick, consistent finalist in vert skating, and trying to work on some new tricks. Upside down with the invert, topside soul, and he's been working on the fakie 900 lately.
So now we move on to Eito Yasutoko.
I often practice 3 or 4 hours a day. So we are always skating together at my father's skate park in Japan. Sometimes I teach him, but sometimes he teach me. So always push, and in competition too.
Well, Takeshi definitely pushing his older brother right now. We just saw a very good run from Takeshi Yasutoko. Now Eito's got to follow it up. But this is familiar territory for Eito Yasutoko. He's done this many times. Starting out with big airs, and then look at how he stalls out that 1080 before whipping it around.
Eito and Takeshi also the #1 and #2 ranked skaters in the world right now.
Now he got to be #1 in the world. Alley-oop topside porn star showing you some lip tricks, getting upside down with the invert, trying to mix it up with all different kinds of tricks. The high airs.
There's the 900. Man, he does those so textbook perfectly.
You notice he rotates it so slow, lands it with such confidence. You rarely see this guy make a mistake. Liu Kang 720, and that's a new trick for Eito. And he's still going. Well, remember his brother popped out midway through his run. He looked frustrated. Eito packed this wall to wall. Look at this Liu Kang 720.
Today is very windy, so it's very difficult for us. Yeah, and my run was not so good, but not so bad.
Not so bad indeed. 88, he sits on top right now. Tied Chris in second, Takeshi in third. We got one full run to go. Don't go anywhere.
See you in Philly for the Summer X Games. August 17th, ABC. Be there.
So one run is in the can. There's one to go, and Eito Yasutoko sits on top with an 88. Definitely wants to improve on that because he cannot rest with his younger brother Takeshi Yasutoko and tied Chris, both still having one run to go.
Mike Budnick, are you ready?
Mike Budnick has really excelled on the street course. His vert skating also has improved this season.
The problem for Mike Budnick is that everyone else's vert skating continues to improve also, so it's hard to close that gap. Good air so far from Mike Budnick, about 6 foot out. 540. Right into the 720, no grab on that. Landed kind of low. Hard to hold your speed when you land low in those transitions like that. Alley-oop fish brain, and again, a little bit of trouble with that alley-oop fish brain. So it looks like on the surface a pretty good run, but there's just enough minor problems with it. Having trouble with the landings, landing low on the airs, little bit of trouble coming out of the grinds. Enough things that are taking away that speed, making it hard to have a really super run, but finishing with the fakie 900, which is something he's been working on. So a strong finish to an otherwise okay run.
A lot of people are talking about the wind out here. The wind's doing this, the wind's doing that. For me, it's the sun. I don't even feel the wind out there. But the sun, you go up there, boom, right in your eyes. Nothing you can do about it.
You got to watch out for that sun, because boom, right in your eyes. Fabiola De Silva hopefully will not get blown around or get the sun booming her in the eyes too badly this run. When she's on, she is on fire. She can go so well. She gets nice height, links good lines together. She's got the big 540 flat spin. There it is.
Yeah, and she did that coming right out of a 540, so a very good combination. Setting up fakie, 540, right into what looked like a topside sole coming from fakie. Sweat stance, so showing off some good grinds. Upside down with the invert, getting all those elements in there, the grinds, inverts, airs, and the alley fish brain.
Just putting her foot down just a little bit on the platform.
Well, I find it so interesting as she goes down on the fish brain with a few seconds left. I find it interesting how similar her trick vocabulary is to Mike Budnick, considering how much time they spend skating together. There's a 540. Not the best 540 we've actually ever seen from Fabiola. The grab wasn't that good. You wonder how much the air is affecting these guys.
Well, 9th place right now for Fabiola De Silva. Cesar Mora didn't compete last year, but he is back. The former X Games medalist.
He's back.
He's just getting warmed up at this event. He's got a whole season to try to prove his point. Sven Boker's second run, 67.25. He'll stick with his first run score. And Shane Yost with a 77.50 in his first run was looking to improve. Going for the rocket, but having some trouble. It was like he panicked in the middle of the air. He's definitely going to keep his first run score.
You know how that story goes.
Let's make some noise for the reigning X
tied
Games
Chris
champion,
86 in the first run.
Chris.
I won the 8th game last year, the gold medal on the ramp with the famous double back. I'm from Paris, France. The skating in France is big. There are many vert riders, street skaters, and also fitness. The fitness is so huge. And you know, the good thing also, you know, they show it a lot on TV.
Ty Chris loves the TV cameras, loves to show off what he can do on his skates. Has become a bit of a celebrity in France.
Air from Ty Chris, about 10 feet at least.
Big air from Ty Chris, huge airs. And then look at how he carves alley-oop. Clearing about 3-4 panels, going alley-oop on that upside down 540. Great style on that. And then double backflip, and it looked like there was a grab in there. Wow. We'll see that in the replay, but look at the height on that 540 as he kicks out Luke Kang. And then watch how he grabs on the second backflip.
I thought I should go 100% with the double back, and unfortunately I fell. You know, it's so hard with the grab, the mute and everything. You know, makes the trick so much harder. So you know, next time.
Well, you've got to hand it to him. Throwing that in the middle of his run. Ty Chris going for broke. He paid the price. Now Takeshi Yasutoko, who obviously was being affected by something, probably the same thing that his brother was, which is the wind, needs to put it all together.
No one goes higher than Takeshi and Eito, with the exception probably of Ty Chris, but between those three guys, they're probably the most affected by the wind out here. And remember, Takeshi was frustrated in that first round. It likely was the wind. Forward 900.
Right into the 540, into the backside Royale.
Well, this run started out very, very good, and now there's the 270 frontside Royale. He waited, that was his very last trick in the first round, so already you see him getting more tricks into this run, making better use of his time. Should see a much higher score here in the second round. 1080. Now this is the kind of run we expect to see from Takeshi, and he should be happier with this one. Rocket, late 360, that's a Chris Edwards tribute, and then here's that 1080, which was a new trick last season.
89.25. Young Takeshi Yasutoko moves up to first place. Eito can only look on and say, oh, I need the run of my life.
That's right. He is really being pushed now. He talked about that earlier. But he has seen some real pressure placed on him by his younger brother, going cross rocket. Big Liu Kang. And there's that 1080, which he has become so confident with.
There's the hover flip. Such a cool looking air, but almost got a little bit too far forward on the landing.
Fast plant, alley fish brain. You also, for some reason, you get the sense that this run has a little less energy than the run we just saw from Takeshi.
Well, a lot of setup airs in it. There's the 900. Oh, even having trouble on the 900.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. He's had enough bobbles that he's not able to keep that speed, and so this run has not had the height and the amplitude that we're used to seeing from Eito.
Yeah, every big trick that run, he had a little bit of trouble on the landings, and he almost just laughing it off.
It's a forward 900, and there's having trouble sucking up in the transition, and then another problem with the landing.
So Eito Yasutoko sticks with his first run score. That means his younger brother Takeshi takes the gold here at the EXPN Invitational. Extra sweet for Mark Engelhardt in 5th. He earns a spot to X.
I know that if I want to win them, I have to do no mistake, because they are, they have everything perfect, the line, the tricks, the style. So, but they're good. The good thing, they have good mentality. I think that's really important, even when you are concurrent with somebody, to still be cool, is, to don't conflict with the people.
Words of wisdom from Ty Chris, who right now is 3rd in the rankings behind the Yasutoko brother powerhouses. Coming up, we're going to see some of the wrecks and some of the thrills from the park.
Coming back in, Fakey, and then out of control.
Ty Chris looking for some air.
I'm preparing a new trick, will be, I think, from far the biggest trick in extreme sport, because it's a trick that no sport ever did.
I'm sure he has some big tricks for Philly, but he always hides tricks, so I don't know what he's working on. Probably something big.
I heard that he's working on a new trick. I have no idea what it is, but last year he did the double back and it was really sick, and on this competition he was doing double back and traveling 12 feet and with a grab in it.
So I was practicing that the whole winter. I broke my nose, my ankle, my wrist, but now I'm alright and I start to make it. Maybe next competition or next game, I guess, I will be doing it.
All he says is that it's something that no one's ever done. It's completely different, so we'll find out.
I'm not going to tell anybody. I just know Ty. It's his style. He likes to hide.
I get to MC, and I go around, I talk to these skaters, so he's told me what he's working on, but I'm not at liberty to release that information.
I told you it's the biggest trick in extreme sport. It's a trick that every sport can do it, but no one ever did. So I think at X game I will try.
When we come back, we take it indoors to the X Games skate park.